Very good afternoon, friends. The GST law is getting amended every day, and the GST jurisprudence after the decision of the High Courts and the Supreme Court is also getting evolved. In this video, we'll share 4 important developments which have happened in GST which are important for all the taxpayers. First important development is the auto population in GSTR-1 of table number 12 for reporting on the value, quantity and the tax amount HSN code wise. Now, the development is that from the upcoming return, not only the HSN codes in table number 12 would be auto populated, but even the value per HSN code wise as well as the tax amount per HSN code wise, that will be validated from the earlier tables. So, in B2B table of GSTR 12, table number 12 of GSTR 1 and B2C table number 12 of GSTR 1, the value of the supplies per HSN code wise as well as the tax amounts would be validated from the earlier tables 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 accordingly. So, what does it mean for the taxpayers? Every amended tax law has a revenue implication, and this too is understood to have a revenue implication which taxpayers should prepare from the next return period. So, in case you are a trading organization, you are not adding any values to the product, whatever you are purchasing, you are supplying the same. In such case, the input tax credit taken HSN code wise should match with the GST liability HSN code wise. Even in case you are a manufacturer, then the input tax credit taken for the raw materials as multiplied by the input output ratio should match with the output tax GST liability HSN code wise. So, this is very important, and it is important that taxpayers prepare, because certainly the department which has a very robust AI mechanism would get such comparisons from their AI tools. Another important thing is, in case you are bundling a supply, for example, you have or you are producing a main supply which is taxable at say 12%, but you are also purchasing 2-3 components to the main supply which are say 28% and 18%. You are bundling them and selling it as a composite supply at a certain rate, say 12%. So, in such case also it is important to correspondingly match the input tax credit of the bundle with the output tax liability. Very important is, in case you are purchaser of a bundle supply, then important is to again match ITC with output tax liability. It should not happen that you are purchasing a bundle and selling the items separately under separate HSN codes. This would be tracked more so after this amendment to table 12 of GSTR 1. Next important mistake or regular mistake which many taxpayers have done even now. Sometimes it does happen, and on which many taxpayers are already contesting in various forums. What is, in case you take a credit of CGST and SGST where you should have taken a credit in IGST or vice versa, the department requires that you pay the right GST with interest sometimes, and the corresponding amounts which you had already reversed that also is not recredited because of time barring period. So in such case, the taxpayers have contested at various forums. As a sigh of relief, the Honorable High Court of Kerala, in the case of Kallepuram Metals, has held that the input tax credit ledger should be seen as a unified source, a complete wallet, and not in compartments of C, S and I. So even in case you are taking an I credit under C plus S or vice versa, the Honorable High Court of Kerala, in the case of Kallepuram Metals, has held that it should not lead to a revenue loss for the department, and there should be no recovery at least of interest amount. So this is a very important judgment, and let us see whether the council and the government goes for an SLP against this judgment. If not, then at least this judgment, till the time it is not held against by other high courts, could be held and taken shelter under for the future. Next important issue which taxpayers face specifically when they are supplying to the government and to the PSUs, who sometimes do not get input tax credit because their outward supplies are not taxable. What do? Many of the times they dispute the GST amount charged by the suppliers and the GST rate charged by the suppliers. In case the supplier is charging 18%, it is sometimes disputed that it should be 12% or maybe exempt. So what do the suppliers do? They have to cater to the customers, but sometimes they go for advance rulings to find out from the government what should be the right rate, and sometimes at the time of assessment, when it is unearthed, then the department levies tax and interest. So what can the suppliers do? Can they correspondingly charge the recipients or customers with the tax amount, differential amount which the department has levied or accordingly AR has ruled, and interest thereto? The Honorable High Court in Andhra Pradesh, in the case of Siddhartha Constructions, has ruled that not only the differential tax amount but even the interest can be claimed by the suppliers from the recipients in case due to the recipients a lower GST amount was charged and paid to the government. Another regular and frequent notice we receive nowadays as taxpayers is a reconciliation requirement between GSTR-3B tax and the tax as disclosed in e-way bill, or the supplies disclosed in e-way bill versus disclosed in GSTR-3B. The department provides just the totality figures of the e-way bill and the 3B, but sometimes they do not provide the backup data. Even on asking, that backup data is not provided. The taxpayers do not have e-way bill data, at least for the initial years. Even if they have, the data does not match with the amounts quoted in the notice. Even if the amounts quoted in the notice and the data matches, then they are comparing apples to oranges. There are many transactions like delivery challan on which e-way bill is made and not reported in 3B, or many transactions like those with consignment value of less than 50,000 reported in 3B but e-way bill not generated. So in such cases, the taxpayers, as a reply to the ASMT 10, they request for the backup data from the department. In one such case of VE Commercial Vehicles Limited, the Honorable Jharkhand High Court has ruled that in case the taxpayer requires the backup data, it is important that the department not only receives this kind of reply to ASMT 10, but also takes action on these replies and provides the backup data. In case the department has not provided the backup data, which was the case in this V commercials case, then the High Court has remanded it back and with a direction for the department to provide the e-way bill data. After receiving the e-way bill data, the taxpayers is required to reconcile and provide a reply to the show cause notice. So friends, these are the 4 important developments which all taxpayers may take note of and change their systems and act accordingly. Thank you very much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.